welcome back to the channel YouTube for a brand new episode of our MLB The Show 22 Road to the Show, featuring none other than the best second baseman in the league, Chance Bishop. We're back at it again and take on the San Diego Padres to start this episode off right here. It's episode 47. This could possibly be our final regular season games here as a Mariner. If this is our final regular season games of the Mariners, it's going to come down to one thing. Are we going to make the postseason? Are we going to go far in the postseason? Or are we going to win in the postseason? You know, those are all key things when it comes to wanting to stay with a team. It just like, you know, I'm not just like A-Rod over here. I'm not gonna dip on a fan base that absolutely loves and adores me because, hey, the Texas Rangers are offering me $3 billion. You know, Steve Cohen's not ringing at the door and be like, hey, man, we're going to give you all of the dollars. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to this organization. I'm not going to do that to this series. I'm not just going to leave because, hey, it's, you know, money reason. I'm going to, if this team isn't showing, hey, we're going to win, you know, we're not getting any younger here. I understand, yes, Chance Bishop, he's not old in the slightest. Like, he's not even, like, at his peak yet. I mean, he's getting there. He's on the up and up. But, like, he's not anywhere close to that downward spiral that a career tends to take eventually. He's nowhere close to that. But, I mean, we're sitting here, we're hitting, we're doing this, we're getting on base, this, that, and the other. And, you know, the long-haired, short-bearded man just does his best. Pick up a win right here. You see Spores gets a fourth. He's 4-3 this season. J.P. Tucker, 7-9, a 5.02 ERA. Just some of these prospects that the Mariners have drafted, they've accumulated, just haven't really panned out. 7-9, 31 starts, 5.02. I hope his FIP's a little better. Hope his FIP's like a 3.8, 3.9, maybe even like a 4.2. You know, no pun intended on the 4.2 right there. But a 5 ERA is not something that screams, yes, this team is competitive. This team wants to come out here and win, you know, any given Sunday. Starting a pitcher with a 5 ERA, I understand it's a video game here, and you're not going to have any sort of realism whatsoever. But that 5 ERA just means they don't have anyone. They're not going after premier talent, and the talent that they do have isn't working. That's just how I'm seeing it, honestly. Could I be overthinking it? I'm putting too much realism into a video game where you'll have teams who will sign 3 or 4 80 overall catchers. Because I've seen that too, where the games like the Mets, whose top prospect is a catcher, who will then go out and sign like Wilson Contreras one season, and then the next season they'll sign another catcher, and then they'll have like 3 or 4 catchers, and James McCann, and you know their top prospect Alvarez. It's like, what are we doing here? You know, Alek Manoah here, he's not. What is he? I think he's in his early 30s. It's not too old here, Manoah, but he is definitely getting up there in age. You know, and the 2.61 ERA is great to have and all, but how much of that's going to last? How long until he turns into like a Robbie Ray? Remember Robbie Ray? When he first started with this team, he was like Cy Young candidate. I think he might have won a Cy Young here. Did he win a Cy Young? He might have. I think he won a Cy Young here in Seattle, if I remember correctly. I don't think he did, but he might have. So, you have things like that where you have players who start off really good, sign these long-term deals. Like Joe Musgrove, signed a long-term deal, and he regressed, and then he was a bullpen arm. You know, he's making spot starts as like a swingman starter. It just didn't work out. The team was just built, and it didn't work out for the long run. And I know a lot of the young talent just kind of up and leaves. Like, this game is awful when it comes to, like, re-signing young talent or prioritizing players to sign. Like, they'll bring in a bunch of premier talent, but they'll let, like, Julio walk. They'll let all of these guys just walk for whatever reason, and I don't understand why they do that. Why it doesn't prioritize young talent, or how it just doesn't prioritize certain players, and they'll just always end up in free agency. Like the Yankees never re-sign Aaron Judge. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it has to do with the cap that's built into the show 22, where they're just like, okay, we physically can't afford Aaron Judge, so we won't offer him a contract. But in Road to the Show, in franchise, he's always not on the Yankees after season one. That's just my thing. Maybe people like it because, hey, we can go out there and get Aaron Judge. Because guess what? Aaron Judge in real life, he's a free agent right now. He elected free agency. He's, testing the market. The market opens up on Thursday. So Thursday, he's going to start getting big boy offers because the Yankees wanted to lowball him. And Yankees going to have to pay up or they're going to lose the guy. But who knows? Emerson Hancock. I know Emerson Hancock, though. I talk about how young starters haven't done well. But he started off pretty poorly. And he's had time to develop at least, so he's actually kind of gotten not bad. I remember Hancock would come in, he was like 5-15 one year, and he was bad. It was like, oh great, all these young pitching. Speaking of young pitching, George Kirby and Logan Gilbert, I don't think they're still on this team anymore. But Hancock was just, he was bad. He was real bad his first season or two. And then this season he just popped off, had like a 17-5 season, 17-7 season, whatever that was. So not a bad season for Emerson right here, which is surprising because he wasn't good to start off with. I mean, that's to do sometimes with the team behind him and like how the sim works, because you could have good pitchers just pitch awful. 90 overall guys with losing records just because the sim's like, nah, you're going to have an awful season. But that's kind of how this baseball works. Honestly. But here we go. Up by 5 runs, Chopper, the second baseman. That's going to be the end of the 6th inning. So end of the 6th inning. Our final days as a Mariner could be upon us. And it's not a good sight. I think the fans here aren't happy of what the team has put out on the field. I think the fans wish that... There's George Kirby. Never mind. We still have George Kirby. He has a 6.54 ERA. It's Logan Gilbert, I'm pretty sure we don't have anymore then. But besides that, I know the fans here in Seattle aren't happy they're losing, a premier talent. They've watched a lot of guys leave. They've watched Tino Martinez, Randy, Alex, Ken, all these guys just come and go. And Chance is going to add to that name probably if they can't, go deep in the playoffs this year. Or even make the playoffs this year. Because that's, at this point, that's just the basis of it. It's like, hey, we just want to win. Just win, get us to whatever spot says, hey, this team's going to be competitive, we're going to have a good year, and we're going to build towards the future. But this team just doesn't prove it to me, and as much as the fans, I think, are going to be upset if Chance leaves, I think they're going to understand why he leaves. I don't think they're going to understand, though. I think somebody like Ken Griffey, like, oh, he wanted to be closer to home and family and stuff. I think they'll understand to that point, but, they're not going to understand to the point of, like, well, what was wrong with your new family? Nothing like that. But the season here comes to an end, and I'm pretty sure the Seattle Mariners have not made the playoffs. And congratulations, Mariners have finished 90. Oh no, never mind. 93-69. We have made the postseason. We're taking on the Tigers in the first round. So next time, YouTube, though, peace out, rock on, stay super classy, never sell.